What is up, guys? It's Mike here, and we finally found it. Just about took forever, but we finally got it. Here it is, the 5-pack exclusive El Toro Loco from Target. Alright, so finally, about time. After seeing Max D for about a year, we finally got some new trucks, and it's El Toro Loco, basically the history of the truck. I love these 5-packs, and honestly, I thought this year was honestly going to be Avenger, but I don't know what happened. Contract talks, I don't know. I don't think there was an Avenger really made this year, so I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, I am happy nonetheless. It is El Toro. Now, knowing how I grew up watching Monster Jam, Bulldozer was here first, so this is pretty cool that Bulldozer's here. But first off, I want to go through this pack because this thing is pretty cool. So, as you guys know by now, the first year was Gravedigger. It had basically the first time we saw Grandma Gravedigger, the old Primer Gravedigger, and that was really cool. Last year we had the Max D 5-pack, which basically debuted the front engine chassis on the Max D trucks, and that is awesome as well. And now here we are in 2021 with El Toro Loco. So this is pretty nice. I do like this. Now, El Toro, pretty cool looking truck, but first I really want to go over the package now. As you guys know, these are only available at Target, and I like this packaging. So here we got the 5 trucks. Now, there is 2 different packaging, which is kind of weird. So obviously we got 1999 with Bulldozer, which was pretty cool. We got 2001 with El Toro, which was nice. Now, right about here is where I get foggy because I stopped watching it in like 2006-ish, so like I kind of don't really know much about El Toro or what's happened. So we got a dark red truck right here from 2008. We have my favorite paint job on El Toro and the Showtime truck that we got earlier this year with the black and orange flames. And then we have a little Easter egg over here, or a little variant, because we have the yellow El Toro, but on this package it says the date is 2001. That could be a misprint. I don't think that truck is 2001. I think it might have been 2013. I will double check on that on this video. But nonetheless, a pretty cool packaging. So if you guys know by now, actually, yes it is. So 2013 on the back, on the front it says 2001. Pretty interesting. But yeah, these are just getting around in Targets by me. It's about time. These things have been released for a while now, and I'm really happy to see it. I'm happy to see it. You know, El Toro, I love how they threw Bulldozer in there because that truck, old school people like me, you think of this truck El Toro and the first thing that comes to mind is Bulldozer. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to compare some of these trucks to ones that we have gotten, because we have gotten a lot of El Toros lately. Well, since 2019 we got a ton of El Toros. We never got one in this dark red though. We have seen one that, at least in this color, but I do like the old tires. And one cool thing I'm noticing about this pack, just staring at it, there's a lot of old school Firestone tires. That's pretty cool. All besides this one, the most recent El Toro in this, which is the yellow truck. But yeah, just want to look over the package one more time. I love the bull. I love what they did right there. That's pretty cool. Looking at the side, you got the 2013 truck. Looking at the back. So this celebrates El Toro from 1999 to 2013, which is pretty cool. Now, with this being the 3rd truck, for 2020, what do you guys think it's going to be? Do you guys think it's going to be another truck? Do you guys think it's going to be something? It's really going to be interesting, because now we're at a point where I think, you know, we did Gravedigger, we did Max D, and honestly, there's not really a truck that's been at least that much history. So it's going to be interesting to see maybe Avenger, but I have no idea. But with that being said, I'm going to crack this thing open. And one thing that's actually, I've been seeing this a lot in stores, and you guys may have too. So we got the rubber bands here, how these trucks are held in. And one thing I see is people come along, and if you just cut one little piece, you can actually just pull the truck out. Now, this, I hate this. Because these things are so easy to steal. Now, see, if I was in the store and I did that, boom, I just got the truck out, and I don't like that, because I've been seeing some of these and the Bulldozer would be missing, or especially this truck would be missing. So that's kind of a issue I have with this pack. But other than that, as you saw how easy it was to take out, the truck is not damaged or anything, so Spin Master's updating that. But yeah, let's bring these trucks into the studio and take a closer look. Alright guys, so here they are, all out of the packaging, and I gotta say, this has to be a customizer's dream pack because you have a ton of old school tires to use, and not only that, but most of these engines are painted. Now, I just want to go over and say that we've seen a couple of these trucks earlier in this year, and obviously since Spin Master took basically the license. So this year, brand new was El Toro. Brand new was Bulldozer. This truck was really awesome, and one thing I want to say with this pack now, some of these trucks, 2 of them have the engine painted and everything. It would have been cool if they had Bulldozer's engine painted, because this is actually a front engine chassis, which is pretty cool. I wish they did that, but it's okay that they didn't. However, it is nice to see Bulldozer on these old Firestone tires. So, looking at this pack, the truck that really jumps out at me is definitely this dark red El Toro. Now, we haven't seen this one, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move these trucks out of the way, and I will compare them to ones that we have seen. So, let's see, move Bulldozer out of the side, and let's take a look at this. So, this truck is the 2008 version of the truck, and it looks nice with that painted motor. It's black rims, the old school tires. Now, I'm not too sure on who drove this truck. Now, around 2008, I started to really kind of not get out of touch with Monster Jam, but I didn't follow it as much. But I do like this darker red on El Toro. It does look nice, and I do remember back in the day when El Toro was not as bright. It used to be a darker red truck. Not too familiar with who drove it. I want to say Sammy Sosa, but Sammy Sosa? Maybe? I don't know. Sammy something? See, I don't remember. But this truck is pretty nice, and I do love how they have the chassis painted, or the motor painted. That is really cool. Now, they didn't go all the way like the Showtime trucks and have the shocks painted, but I'm okay with that. And out of this whole pack, this is the one that my eyes jump to the most, just because it's so different and I'm not used to seeing it. Also because it has like the same exact horns as the other red Bulldozer, or red El Toro. Actually, you know what? It's a little darker on the tips. It could be my eyes playing tricks on me, but they look the same. These might be a tad darker, but you know what? I think they actually are the same horns. Yeah, they are. But anyway, pretty cool nonetheless. It's nice to see a new El Toro, because we have seen a lot of them. And this is a really mean looking truck. I really like the darker red. I think El Toro fits it, and I love how that motor's painted, and I also love the tires and the rims. It's nice to see these old school tires, and done right. Around 2008, I would guess Firestone was still around, right? I mean, on Monster Jam, I didn't really watch it as much, but I love these tires. Now, what I want to do is these 4 other trucks, we've seen these already before, so what I really want to do is compare them to at least a latest version of that truck. So let's start with the other red El Toro. Alright, so we have the 2001 El Toro Loco on the old school tires. Now, it's kind of interesting that they didn't paint the motor on this roll cage. Roll cage. I don't know why they didn't paint the motor, but it's kind of interesting they didn't. So this is obviously, for someone like me who got back into Monster Jam, this is the main El Toro that you would see today, and I like it. It's pretty cool. Now, going with the recent release of El Toro, which this one is the one I just recently picked up. This is actually the Breaking World Records truck. And there's really not much of a difference. I mean, the bull ring inside the nose is yellow on the Breaking World Records truck, and this one it's silver. The truck still has the little peach fuzz hair right here on the bottom. The truck has the same flame, same horn. So there's really not that much of a difference with this one. I mean, if you want to get technical, I personally think the truck looks better on the Firestone tires. Really nothing different at all. I mean, this is the latest version of El Toro. As you can tell, you can't really go off the side because of the Breaking World Records, but the Monster Jam logo would be pushed back on this one. And that's really it. I mean, we've seen this truck. This is the most famous El Toro, I would guess. Definitely the most one that Spin Master has produced. But I do like to see they changed it up. They did put these Firestone tires on it, and honestly, if I really had to pick, I really do think the truck with the Firestone tires looks a lot better. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I think those rims are better. I just think the truck looks a lot better. In all honesty, it really does. And the next truck I really want to compare is definitely the yellow one. Now, the yellow El Toro I'm not too familiar with, but we did see this truck in Mix 15 of last year, and it did have a purple bead lock, and honestly that was the only difference on that truck. And I actually made a pretty cool 30th anniversary gravedigger with those gray and purple bead lock rims. However, around the same time this pack got released in my area and got found, we did get Mix 18 or 19, Mix 18 or 19, one of the two, and we did find a El Toro Loco. So it is basically the same truck. The notable difference is definitely the horns. The horns on the 5 pack exclusive right here, they're still kind of like that orangey yellowish color. You can tell this horn right here is a little discolored compared to the other one. Not too sure why, but kind of interesting. And then this one, as you can kind of tell, it looks like this one they were going to try to make it purple, but on the Mix 18 or 19 truck, I forget what mix it is exactly, it is purple. So that's really the only difference. Both trucks look identical if you really just kind of take a quick look. They both have the same color nose ring, the same color flames, the same peach fuzz. They got the same kind of, let me just turn it this way and see here. Yeah, they got the same flame, same Monster Truck logo, or Monster Jam logo. I mean, it's totally the same truck. Out of the whole 5-pack, I would say this El Toro is probably my least favorite. I do like the rims, and like I said, this 5-pack is a customizer's dream, because this is the only truck with the BKTs, but it does have that orange bead lock and that gray rim. I mean, honestly, this is probably my least favorite out of the 5-pack, and I like it, but I don't know, my eyes go to this one a little more. I kind of like the purple rims and the purple horns compared to this one. And then this year, in 2021, in Mix 17, we finally got a El Toro Loco that was black, but it was also the chase piece, the Showtime truck, and this has been hands down, in my personal opinion, my favorite El Toro Loco. This thing looks amazing with the motor and the painted shocks. Everything on this truck looks awesome. Now in the 5-pack, we got the same exact truck, but with the Firestone tires. Now the only difference is the truck does not have painted shocks, and that's okay. Now this is not a front engine truck. This actually looks a lot better on the smaller tires. I do like the Showtime truck. It is nice. It's a nice chase piece. Looking at these two trucks body-wise, once again, the flames are a little bit different. It's hard to tell. Well, actually, I got to turn it to the same side here. So they are actually the same on the side. The El Toro's the same. The teeth are the same. The Monster Jam logo is the same. Tailgates are completely the same. Actually, it looks like the flames are a little higher on the 5-pack version compared. I don't know if you guys can see that as I try to hold it as I can to the camera. Both trucks on this side, basically the same. I mean, I feel like what they could have did here, and I understand that they didn't do it this way too, they could have painted the shocks the same color, but then I feel like if they did that, they would take away the value of the Showtime truck. This, hands down, at the time, I know Gravedigger was a cool Showtime truck, but when this one got released, it was pretty cool, and it's been my favorite Showtime truck since. But this looks really good. I really love the tires. It's really amazing when you see something like this and you look at both these trucks and you really look, and it's like, I don't know, it's just something about these tires that make the trucks look better to me. I don't know, it's just because I grew up that way or what, but it really does. However, I like it. It's a nice little piece. If it did come with the painted shocks, it could basically just be a replacement for the Showtime truck. So I can understand why Spin Master didn't do that, but basically the same body, just different painted shocks and tires and rims. But nonetheless, pretty cool. I love this truck. This is definitely my favorite El Toro. And then the number one truck in this pack. Now this is really difficult because I wanted a Bulldozer for so long, and I actually customized a El Toro a long time ago in probably 2019, mid-2019, and it looked horrible. Now what I'm going to do, because this is really hard to see and really hard to spot any differences just by taking them out of the pack, I'm going to put the 5-pack Bulldozer on this side. And this is a front engine one as well. And then we're going to put the normal Bulldozer, the one that was in single packs, right here. Now, at first glance, there's really no difference. You really can't see a difference at all. Maybe the camera's picking it up, maybe it's not. And when I first saw this, I was like, oh wow, it's basically the same truck. But actually, it's not. And it's weird. Now, I don't know how the camera's going to pick this up because the camera picks up this color on Bulldozer kind of odd. But if you look straight at the eyebrows, the truck with the more furry, browner eyebrows is the truck in the singles. The truck over here, this is the one in the 5-pack. So you can tell by looking at the brown marks, like where the fur is, that is the truck that was in the single version. The truck that's lighter is actually in the 5-pack. And other than that, there's really no difference whatsoever. The bull ring's the same, the horns are the same. You really have to look close at these two trucks to really see it, and it's kind of challenging if you don't know where to look. Looking at the side of the truck, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but underneath the window, there's a little more fur detail compared to the 5-pack. And that's really it. I mean, you can just see the details a little better on the single compared to the 5-pack version of the truck, but that's okay. I mean, you know, the only difference I would make is that if they would have painted the engine. If they would have painted the engine silver on the 5-pack one, that would have been pretty cool. But the only way you can tell is if it's darker on the eyebrows, that's a single pack. If it's lighter on the eyebrows, that is the 5-pack. That's a really hard one to see, and I really didn't see that. As I'm looking for my camera now, you can kind of see it, but Bulldozer always comes up weird on camera. I don't know why. Maybe it's just that color, but nonetheless, I am happy to see Bulldozer again because this truck was pretty hard to find when it was released as a single version. So, pretty cool. And we also got this in mixed 16 doubles for Dirty to Clean, so I can't wait to get my hands on that one. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for my 5-pack review. I hope I kind of basically compare some of these trucks to ones that we got recently at least, and I think it was a good idea. I think it was a good idea from Spin Master to do El Toro. I really love the fact how they paid basically tribute to Bulldozer and put Bulldozer in there. I mean, I don't see what else they could have done. I think they did good. I think they did a really good job on getting mainly the 3 Bulldozer or the 3 El Toros that, you know, everyone loves. Everyone loves the yellow one, everyone loves the black one, everyone loves the red one, and if there were people that were like, oh, well, there used to be a dark red one, which I didn't even know about, it's cool they threw that in there. I like that. I love these 5-packs. I can't wait to see what's next year, what truck it's going to be, or if it's going to be something different. Like I said, I thought it was going to be Avenger this year, but that did not turn out to be true. However, I am happy to see El Toro. It is one of my favorite trucks, basically top 5 favorite trucks, and like I said, it always reminds me of Bulldozer, so it's pretty cool that Bulldozer was in there. With that being said, guys, did you find this 5-pack? Do you guys have this 5-pack? Did you guys notice any difference from any of these trucks compared to the single versions or double versions or any other version that you have in your collection? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't worry, I will be back tomorrow with another video very shortly. And one last thing I gotta say about this pack, if you are a customizer, this pack, always get it, because there's so much stuff you can do. You get 2 really good chassis that with engines already painted, and you get a front engine chassis too, so that's pretty cool as well. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in another video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys soon.